Wednesday. Welcome to another episode of the Boss Fest podcast. I am Edwina.
I'm Kevin. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Listen, before we get into it, I just want to tell a little story. So, listen, I had quit the Boss Fest podcast last week. So, I don't know if y'all follow us, but we did not have an episode last week. I had quit because my husband had pissed me off. So, I was like, I'm done with it. But then my podcast partner has showed me my contract. So, we back again with Boss Fest podcast, y'all.
Ain't no quitting this. We all in or we all in. There is no quitting. No quitting now.
So, our topic for you today is fake connections. So we want to talk about it. I want y'all to be active in the chat and just let us know what y'all think. So, Kevin, when you hear fake connections, what does that make you think about?
In all honesty, I don't. It doesn't seem like a bad thing to me. And the reason why it doesn't fake connections doesn't seem like a bad thing to me is because I feel like everything we do now in life is rooted in some type of fake connection that can either potentially either grow into something real or fizzle out. But I think everything we do now is linked to some type of connection that may not have been a true connection to begin with.
So basically, everything is fake.
I'm not saying in a way, I'm not trying to say it in a negative way. I'm just stating that sometimes to get to where you're trying to be at or get what you want, you have to create connections that may not be genuine. They can potentially grow into something that's genuine and forthright. But I think a lot of times in business relationships, even in work situations, we build quote unquote some type of fake connections. It depends on how you look at it, negatively or positive. What about you?
So it's like you're saying, like, if you don't know someone, so you're just introducing them, you're instantly fake. Is that
Mm,
basically what you're saying?
we all say we beat people with our representatives, right? And so think about it. So in any interaction that we meet somebody new, they truly may not ever know who the real person, who the real us is, to further on down the line. So we've given them an alternate version of us. I'm not saying it is a fake version, but it isn't the true version of who we
But
truly
it
can
sounds
be.
like you're saying it's fake. So I feel like a representative may be like, for me, maybe my representative is just me on my best behavior because you don't really like know me and I don't want to give you all of what it is right away. But that's not me being fake. That's just me being, on my best behavior.
But are you always on your best behavior?
Not always, but that's
So
still just a version of me. What I feel like a fake connection is let's just use it in the business world, right? So when we're in business and someone like, hey girl, or someone just getting close to you and like you have no intentions to do good by me. You're just basically trying to get whatever you can get out of this connection. To me, those things are fake. Or the same people that are like, hey, and then like turn around and 5 minutes later, they're in a corner talking about, oh, I can't believe she came here with that. Why would she even show up to this event? Basically bashing you. Those to me are fake connections. Those people don't mean you well and are just smiling in your face, but never intend to build anything real.
so I'm not saying that that can't be true as well. You ask me what do I think of when I hear the term fake connection or when I hear the phrase fake connection. And for me, I feel like everything that we do now is rooted in some type of fake interaction or some type of fake exchange.
Right. So that's what I'm asking. So you think every interaction or every person, if you bring your representative to the table, this is fake. So every interaction for you just has some level of fakeness.
Okay, let's put it in real space. So you're looking for a job, right? You go interview for that job. You,
Yeah.
so you give them your representative, right?
So that really depends. So you're asking me in a job scenario. Yes, they get my representative, which to me is not fake me. That representative still has done all those qualifications, on that resume. I'm just on my best job interview behavior. But they could also get a completely fake me, and I may lie about all that stuff To me, that's a difference. So if I'm like presenting my best person and these accolades are actually what like they're real, that's just a representative. Now if I lie, you getting all fake me.
Okay, so think about it this way. So if every person that interviewed for a job was completely transparent with their interviewer, how many people would not have jobs? So I think of it in my world. So if a person looking for a job with me comes in the door and says, "Hey, look, I want to work here. I'm going to get you the rate. Listen,
I'm
I,
gonna get you the rate.
I'm gonna get you." So we have pick rates. So we have.
No
I'm
one
sorry.
understands that.
Okay, so in my job we have pick rates and goals and stuff. So when I'm doing the interviews and I'm asking the questions, I'm asking them questions that's related to the job at hand, and I tell them things like, "Hey, just so you know, we're one of those jobs where uh, you start at this time, your time may not end until this time. Whenever the work is done, that's when we're done."
So you're saying if that person then says, "Hey, I want the job, but I don't like to come in right on time. I like to be 20 minutes late." Then
I may,
that's them being the real them.
yeah, I may be late a little bit, or listen, I only want to work. I want to work like maybe 10 hours Monday through Thursday. Friday, I only really want to work 5.
So if they don't tell you what their expectations are or their wants for that job up front, then they are fake.
Yes, don't you feel like in your career you've hired a bunch of fake people that said some things after you told them in the interview what the job was, and then they, as soon as they get the job, look you in your face and say, "Oh, I ain't know this what the job was about," and you say, "I told you what this job is. Why don't you just tell me the truth?" "Oh, because I needed the job. I needed the money, but I ain't really think you were serious."
In the way that you're laying that out, I have to say that has happened to me 0 times. So you feel like that's fake, but like so when you go into an interview, everyone expects to get your representative. Like no one expects that they're going to be like 100% real. So when I think about fake connections, I literally think about connections with people because if I'm going to hire someone for a position that I have, I'm not truly like making a personal connection. I will always be your boss, and that connection for me is that's what it is. It's surface level. So yes, there's a job I expect you to do, but I always know going into that interview that I'm getting that representative. I know that person sitting across from me gonna call out. You may not meet my sales expectations. Like I know that going into it and hiring you, I'm just getting the best version of the people that have presented themselves for the day.
Okay, got you. So it's a term that floats around the office quite a bit. It's the term you saying you're not really trying to build a personal relationship, but the term of work husband and work wife floats around the job quite often. Have you ever had a work husband?
Yes, I have had a work husband, but
So
that's
you built
different than I wouldn't hire a work husband. You have to be on the same like level as me, so that's different. An employee of mine can't be a work husband. That is a very that's no. But if you're asking me had if I had a work husband, the answer is yes.
right. So there's some type of connection, right?
That would have been some type of connection
Even
on a
though
peer level,
on a
yes.
peer level, you saying on a leadership level, it hasn't been anyone that was maybe a position under you. You like they try to look out for you, or they'll bring you some drinks or some coffee or
I
some
just still don't
sandwiches and stuff.
understand, like,
Um,
I guess where you're connecting that. Yes. So, an employee, that's just like you being a teacher's pet, let's just say. So, has an employee been like, hey, I bought your favorite coffee today? Yes, that absolutely happens. I think that happens in most jobs. To me, that's still not like the type of connection that you're talking about with fake connections. But yes, that happens.
all right, then go deeper. So you trying to say personal and relationship and things like that. Somebody's trying to do business with you, and you're like, hey, they're not being fake. You feel like they're not being fake, or you're not being fake with them. You're just giving them a lighter version of you.
I feel like when you meet someone, you give them your representative version. I don't think that's a fake connection. What I feel like fake connections are when people try to get close to you and they have an ulterior motive when they're trying to get close to you. And there's also a lot of people, like, if you think of it this way, let's say like a social media influencer, like they don't know when people are like, hey, I just want to introduce myself. Like, is this person have real intentions, or are you trying to get close to me for what you think I can bring to you? So certain connections, people may be more standoffish because people introduce themselves just for what they feel like that person can do. And that's the type of thing that I'm talking about, like those connections. Like when you meet someone, is this really genuine? Like, hey, I want you to speak at my thing. I got some people I want to introduce you to. Is this for real? Like, are you really trying to help me? Like you saw me, I want to support you, or are you just trying to build a fake connection and it's really just all about what you can get out of this relationship?
Why can't it be both? Why can't they go in it with the intention of trying to build themselves up, but you look at that connection as, you know what, I know you're trying to build you up, but you actually can bring something to the table that can benefit me as well. So I'm fine with playing this fake connection game.
So if that was the case, but what I'm saying, in most of those situations, the alternative doesn't happen. So the whole introduction with, hey sis, I'll help you, you help me, I want to build you up and I see what you're doing, great, doesn't always transpire. So that's what I mean by, like, are those connections fake? So if that's what really will happen, all well and good, that's great. But does that happen? Is that connection fake? Because then once, like, you get to know them, they never have intentions to support you or do any of that.
Okay, so if they didn't have intentions to do anything or show you would recognize that quickly and move on, right?
I don't know. Do you? I mean, that's really what the question is. And then the same aspect. So my other example of fake connections are the people that may, like, come in your face and smile like, hey dog, I see you moving, I see you, whatever, like, great, you all well and good. And then in the same aspect, go and talk to some other homeboys like, man, this man always showing up with this bullshit, like, he trash. So that's a fake connection. They're in your face, they're smiling, and then in the other aspect, they selling you out.
Okay, but
so I give you two examples of what I feel like fake connections are.
I hear you. And
okay.
I'm like I said, I'm not dismissing your assessment of fake connections. You asked me what is mine. And I'm telling you, I believe mostly every interaction starts from a fake connection. It can build into something real, but I think most interactions, especially in social media now, in the worlds we live in, everything is done through this lens. Podcast, content we put out there is done through a lens. We're giving them a representative version of us. So if it's the Hypnotize Me brand, they're seeing upbeat, fun, laid back stuff like that. If it's the Pens brand, it's serious, it's business oriented, it's content driven to try to get you to think about your business.
That's still who you are. Like, people can have different layers of themselves. That doesn't make them fake. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not always, like, let's just say fun and upbeat. Like, you're not just chilling watching TV, like bouncing off the walls. You have a laid back version of you. So if you're not always presenting the bouncing off the walls person, does that make you fake?
Yeah, I'm going with it makes you fake.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, makes it fake. Then don't be that. Listen, if you were down,
that doesn't make sense. People have different layers of themselves.
Man, people always with that layer crap. You are who we are.
Right, you are, but I'm not always the same person. And, like, you're not like the club version all the time. Like, you may be a different version of yourself when you're hanging out with these particular friends. That doesn't mean you're fake. That just means that's what's happening at the moment.
That's a great. I like the club. Because when I watch women in the club, they got a whole different persona about, I'm the prize, I'm better than, and I see dudes just kind of standing around. I don't even know why you like being outside. It's just so boring.
I don't even understand. Like, are you having a bad day? Because everything that you saying to me just makes no sense.
Why am I having a bad day?
Women are now in the club and they just like,
right, but they being like, with that
makes no sense.
But that may not really be them. Man, listen.
Have you ever walked up to a woman at a club and she was just like, ugh?
Yes.
That ever happened?
Yes.
Nah, that didn't happen to you.
I'm with my friends. I'm with my homegirls. Man, I just want to get by you. I'm trying to go to the bathroom, man.
I feel like you're making this up.
How am I making that up?
Well, let's.
When I was going out into the club, go ahead.
Oh my! When you were going out, and that's important to say. When you were going out in the
Hmm.
club,
It's
so
been a
in
while.
1999, someone told you, I'm with my friends,
Yeah,
and we're
man.
just holding. Let's move on.
Forget you.
So, I mean, I guess I want to hear from the chat. Do people feel like in the chat the question that I want to pose is if you're a different version of yourself in different places, does that make you fake? Because that's really what our debate is right now. We can't move past what you feel like fake is and what I feel like fake
You trying to define fake or something else? I'm telling you, everything is fake.
is. So every connection you have with every person is a fake connection.
It can start off from a fake connection. I'm not saying it can't build into something real, but sometimes it starts off with fake interactions. If people are trying to get close to you to get next to somebody else, that's a fake connection. That's a fake interaction. But during that fake connection, y'all can find out, oh man, I really mix with you. I'm cool with you. Let's kick it. Let's do this. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a fake connection, but you're trying to make it seem like it is.
My version of a fake connection, like my thought of a fake connection, I do feel like there's something wrong with that because I feel like you're entering the connection or the meeting with not the best intentions because that makes you a fake individual.
Maybe that's the only way I knew how to get into the room. In business, we hear it all the time: get in the room, get in the room, get in the room.
Right.
Like there's a lot of people who probably don't deserve to be in the room, who faked away or faked an appearance or a connection to be in the room so that they can absorb something so that next time they're better positioned to be in the room.
So, I mean, I can understand what you're saying there. I guess I really would have to dive into how did they fake this connection? Like, what is this fake connection?
I don't know. It depends on individual. I just know that sometimes we go into certain spaces. I'm like, all right, man, here you go. Let me put on the fake version of Kevin so that way we can get through this event or this moment or this
So
exchange.
maybe that's what the problem is. You feel like you have to be fake every time you enter a particular room.
Because maybe the real me is very intimidating and scary.
Is it like, are you intimidating and scary?
According to all the white people at my job, I am. I can only,
So you now let the white people at your job define you.
they have defined a lot of things in life and history. I'm just saying. I got to go with the people that's controlling the narrative. So if they control the narrative, so if I'm the big scary black dude, maybe I need to put on this fake connection so that people see I'm not really the big scary black dude, and now we can get past that.
So I guess what I would say, like, I'm going to um change it up a little bit. So one person did say absolutely different for different things. So you're a different version of yourself for different things, which is what I'm saying. So in my version of fake, like let's just take it and let's just be very blatant about what fake is. So if someone is just getting close to you, like they're close to you, you feel like they're your friend in your face, and then behind your back, they're not your friend. Would you agree that that's a fake connection?
Yes. I don't understand why you're asking me that. I said every connection is fake. So yes, I'm gonna agree that
I
that's a
just
fake
want to make sure
connection.
because I want to dive in past your every connection
Got
is
you.
fake
Okay.
into something else because
Keep
we're
going.
just gonna keep arguing about you think
Keep
everything is fake
keep
and
going.
that's just
Keep going.
okay. So now on those particular connections, what do you do about those people?
Are they providing a benefit for you? Can they bring something to the table?
I don't know.
I don't know either. You got to
So
tell
if
me.
they bring something to the table, then you keep them around.
Then I may keep that fake connection. But I may never truly discard it ever. I may put it in a place.
So those people that are just in your face, like smiling in your face, but really mean they're not there for your benefit, right? They're not helpful, whatever it may be. So once you find out that those people are really who they are, you still keep them around. You just keep them at arm's length, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I keep them in a position where I can got my eye on them. I can see how they move, so it doesn't impact what I'm trying to do or derail what I'm trying to do in a way.
Okay, so then the people that let's just say let's extend that a little bit. The people are just trying to use you. They don't bring any value to you whatsoever. They're just taking from you.
I still may not discard that connection because maybe what they're trying to get can benefit. Then maybe they're trying to get somewhere. So I'm not. I may not just throw it completely away. I may put them on pause for a while.
Have you had any connections in your life where people were just trying to use you?
Yeah.
And you keep those people around, you just keep them on ice. Like, I don't even understand the purpose of
Yes,
that.
listen, I have certain friends when they call me, the first thing I say is, what you need now? What you want? They still my friends.
But how are those people your friends if the only reason they
Look,
call you is because they want something?
because I understand who they are as that individual. I understand, they may have a good heart, but when they reach out, it's like, hey, bruh, even if it's just, but needing something isn't always something bad. It could be, I just need to talk about something, or I need some help with this, or I may need a little bit of support. It may not always be something that's draining or financially taken away from me and my household, but they may need something when they call.
But isn't if someone just needs to always talk to you, if they always need you to lend your ear and you never reciprocate that, is that not draining?
It could be if I'm not trying to get my points across as well, but I have to control that narrative. So, are you controlling the narrative?
You're asking me personally?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just
about
asking you about the connections in general because for you, everything is fake. So every time anyone introduces themselves to you, like, hey, Kevin, what's up? This is automatically a fake connection. So I'm just going more in depth to the people that may be close to you because now you're saying, hey, somebody call you and be like, hey, I need you. This is instantly a fake connection. I put you on ice and I just keep you around.
So, you asked me about fake connections, and what I did was I explained that, hey, I have friends who I might have started off with fake connections. They're my friends now. We built something real. But I understand that, hey, when they interact with me and they call me, is more or less maybe 60 to 70% of the time is, hey, bruh, what you got going on? Can you help me? This. It doesn't mean that what we have now isn't real. It just means that it might have started off with on a fake level. That's all I'm saying. Even real stuff.
I mean, I hear you. I'm just trying to process that because I don't have a situation where we can make it past the fakeness into something real. If you're always calling me because you need something.
That's why women never keep the same girlfriend more than 6 months, 8 months. Like, y'all may have one or two chicks y'all interact with every other year. Y'all ain't never talking to that chick no more. Like, y'all,
Because she was too needy in the 1 year and we had to move on.
I don't know. Maybe she needed that be needy in that year. I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
I mean, for me, it's baffling that like you're saying that guys just keep these connections. So
I'm not saying guys. I'm talking about me. I can't tell you what every man does. I think most guys, it's the new narrative, man. Was it? Keep your keep your enemies close, keep your friend close. One of them narratives phrases they say, I can't even remember right now. I'm having a brain fart. I guess it's hot, but
it's not. But you have on a whole jacket for some reason.
I like my jacket. It says CEO.
Okay,
but all I'm stating is that these connections that we're building in this day and age, mostly now, are based around fake narratives. We live in an age of social media. We live in this age of quick information.
Isn't that exhausting if everything is fake?
That's the way of the world now.
Aren't you just tired? Like, if you have to go around and be fake all the time, is that not exhausting?
Not if you've been built for it or adapt to it. We are now accustomed to these connections
of just being fake. So if you're fake all the time, how do you know the authentic you?
How do I know the authentic me?
Yeah, if you're fake, you wake up and all day long you just got to be fake. What's really you then?
No, people get the real version of you eventually. I just say it may start off with some fakeness.
You're saying that we have to be fake all day. So you wake up, you get on Facebook. I guess that's, I'm going to assume that's what most people do because that's what you do.
Right. And they may fake a lifestyle they don't really have. Right.
I don't know about that. But at least you get on there. And what I'm saying is your connection. Let's say people post good morning, say it back. So you instantly being fake. You posting good morning. I don't even fuck with this bitch. I just post good morning. So then you keep going. And you getting dressed, I guess, let's just say you go to a 9 to 5. You got to be fake at the 9 to 5, right? You got to build your business connections. You're saying every connection with business is just completely fake. You're like, hey, I want to partner with you.
You may start off with some stuff. I'm not saying it can't grow into something real, but maybe that connection to get you into the door to start that business partnership started off on some fake shit. Maybe you thought they had the keys to the city that can open up doors for you, but as you start interacting, like, oh man, you really ain't that people. You really ain't that person. A
And
lot
then
of
you just throw it away because that ain't what you wanted. That ain't what it was getting you.
I may put it to the side. Yes, I don't ever really throw things away. People can always circle back with me. I think a lot of times people don't let them circle back. I don't just because you ain't here today don't mean you can't be there tomorrow.
Okay. I mean, I'm just baffled. I guess that's why I keep going over your
Right.
whole thing because it just sounds so exhausting to be fake all the time and to know that people are being fake with you and compartmentalize the people. I just can't do any of that. What you saying? None of it.
Sound like it might be something more wrong with you than me.
That I want to be fake all the time.
I feel like that I'm part of the norm, and you're living in this extreme.
I guess that's
world.
another question to ask. Like, I'll ask the chat. So, is it normal to be fake all the time? Is that normal? Y'all let us know in the chat.
You're asking this loaded ass question to the chat. Is it
Is it
okay.
normal to be fake?
all the time?
That's literally
All-
what you're saying.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm missing it then. You said you wake up and you fake. You go to sleep and you fake. I really am questioning right now how real this relationship is because you fake all the time. Literally, that's what I hear.
My real name ain't Kevin.
I really am wondering, Verdell, like what it is.
Middle name on the chat.
Nobody really knew. They know now because you said. But for me, I'm just like, I can't be fake like that. So let's just say, like, I don't feel like you're genuine to me. Then I'm not genuine back. Like, the energy you give me is what I give you. And that's in any situation. So I just can't be fake. And to me, it's too exhausting to try to be. If I don't want to be around you, I'm not going to go. If I don't want to talk to you, I'm not going to talk. Like, that's just as simple as it gets with me. Like, I think you pretty much know what you get with me. And I don't put people in compartments and come back and go back later and be like, we couldn't be fake together then, but now you're usable, so I'll pull you out of the compartment. I don't do that.
I'm trying to monopolize on the fakeness. You just discarding it all.
Because I don't have the ability to be fake like that. To me, it's too tiring.
We all have the ability to do that.
Okay.
And right now, I just think you fronting. I literally.
All right, well, give me some examples.
I literally watch you be fake in situations, then be like, man, like I don't want to give examples.
Don't give no brand new examples.
I don't want to
Give I don't know. I was just gonna say give an example that like just don't use anybody's name in the example.
See, it's hard for me.
All right.
What?
Because you so shady that you just feel like to give an example, you want to be like shady and messy at the same time.
No,
I'm just asking you to give
All
an example.
I'm saying is that for me to provide examples of it, it's normally related around some shady, messy stuff. So I said I won't.
Yeah, so then don't give
I
examples.
won't.
I'm just saying personally for me, if there's a situation, I have the ability to say I don't want to be around it. In a lot of times in business, like there's so many connections you can make. So if this person isn't genuine, then that's not my tribe. And I'll move on to the next thing. And I don't always know. So for me, instantly knowing that this person is being fake, I don't see it right away. But once I do get the instance that this isn't a real connection, then I instantly want to cut it off and move on.
Okay, so you said a keyword of tribe. So now way people move is people try to move in groups, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so let's say that you're interacting with one person and you feel like they may be a genuine connection. They're not a fake connection, right? But the other people in that group may have fake connections or fake intentions.
Okay.
But the person that has the real connection with, you have a real connection with, they're so intertwined with the people you feel like have fake connection that now you have to cut them all off, right?
Not necessarily. I won't say right to that.
But most people know, like I said, people move in groups. If I don't mess with this person, then I don't mess with nobody.
I'm also not that person either. So like if my friend is like, I don't do her, It's not that we don't do her. So if she didn't do anything to me, you don't do her, and I respect that. But that doesn't mean that I instantly don't do her.
Okay, so you're gonna go personal. So if there's a situation where you don't do somebody, but I don't have any issues and I'm cool with them.
Are you saying like you personally? Like, are
Yeah.
you my friend or are you my husband?
I'm husband.
Well, that's different because
So
we're
so
the
so,
same.
so now we don't do them, right?
Right, we don't do them. Yes, yes.
I just want to make sure. I want to make sure.
Yeah, so I want to be very clear. To me, the line is clear.
So in relationships, it's if you don't do them, we don't do them.
Right, but relationships are defined differently. So that's what I'm saying. So are you saying like in a friendship? So that's what I want to be clear. I have a girlfriend and we're friends. And if she falls out with some other girlfriend or even a business partner falls out with this other person, but I have no reason to be like, I don't want to associate myself with them, then I understand that you don't associate yourself with them, but I'm still cool. Now, does that make me look at like, let me investigate what could have happened in that? Absolutely. Like, let me see what it is. It may make me move differently based on the circumstances, but I don't instantly not do you because y'all fell out about something. No.
But a relationship is different, and everybody should move that way.
In a relationship, you mean a husband and wife?
Boyfriend and girlfriend, domestic partnership, whatever.
And two people sleeping together and like we move as one. Yes. If I don't mess with someone, we don't mess with someone. But for me, that's different because for the two of us, and I can only speak for the two of us, our businesses are tied together. We live together. In most situations, if something happened to me, it happened to us. And yes, if I don't fuck with them, neither do you.
I just want to make sure I got it all clear.
Yes, and if someone's being fake and I say, ooh, I feel like they being fake, we both cut them off together.
Yeah, we both say they being fake.
Right.
Got it. Make sure I make a note of that.
Please.
Got it. Okay. So back with business.
Okay.
Why can't you hold on to the connection even though you feel like it may be fake?
Because I don't know how to just smile and grin at people's face, even though I feel like you don't mean me the best intentions. And like my face typically shows my feelings. And if I feel some type of way for you, like about you, then I should just remove myself from that situation because everything about me is going to show that. And it's just no longer going to be a fruitful situation regardless.
I hear you. I just can't let it go. Like I said, I can put you to the side. I can move different ways.
I guess
with
that's
you,
where like
but
we would differ. And I would ask the chat, but like no one is siding with either one of us in the chat. But I guess that's where our personalities are different because everything that I think pretty much will show on my face. And if I'm looking at you sideways, like, are you really fake? That's gonna show on my face. So then, what's wrong with you? What's like nothing's wrong with me. I'm just watching how you move, and sometimes it just makes me feel like I should just move out of the way. Then.
So then something is wrong with you.
No, it's nothing wrong. Like nothing's physically wrong with me. I'm just peeping how you move.
Right,
but everybody does that. Like they just look and see, like I'm just laying back in the cut trying to see how you move. It just happens to show all on my face.
So because of the way they move, it's creating an issue within you, which means something is wrong. Not saying
it's not creating an issue.
Not saying that the way you're processing it is wrong, but you are now looking at that situation like, yeah, I don't do it with you, so you just give them energy, right?
No, I don't think I give them energy. I just want to like take one step backwards.
But you said your face does something.
My face just be facing. I don't know how to say that. My face just looks.
My face be facing and your face looks. So
yes.
So you give them energy.
No. I mean, if you ask me again in a different way, it's still the same answer. So I guess let's say this. For me, it's important to find what I call my tribe. I want people around me who are completely like there's no fake connections around me. Be completely honest. So if I'm making a move and you're like, man, that shit you're doing seems stupid, say that. I can respect that. But like when you like, yeah, sis, go ahead. And like, it's a cliff right there. You should go and do it. and like then I just fall off the cliff. Like I feel like you're not for me because you knew it was a cliff right there, but you didn't try to help me. Why are you making these faces?
I feel like women lie to each other all the time.
No.
Ooh, girl, wear that. You look good in that, girl. You finna kill him. Knowing damn well she don't look good in that. Girl, who did your hair? Bitch, give me their number. Knowing damn well you don't want that number. Bitch, that's your man.
That's different.
All right,
still.
chick, I see you. I see you. No, bitch, you don't see them. Like, women do it constantly all the time, which is why it's baffling to me that you talking about some, no, I don't do this.
What I'm saying, what I want for myself, and I'm talking more on the business aspect, what you're talking about is superficial things. You're saying like women should go around and hurt other people's feelings, and if you don't hurt their feelings, then you fake. That's very different. Like, oh sis, I see you. You look really nice in that outfit. There's nothing wrong with giving somebody a compliment and boosting their self-esteem. That's not being fake. That's just being nice. But if someone is like literally saying like, hey, I think this business move is what's best for you, and you know it's not, that's fake. And be honest, like the people in the tribe that I want would be honest about those things. Those superficial things. Maybe my hair don't look great today, and I felt like I was really trying before I left the house. Tell me that shit looks good because I was trying. Do that. Can you see the difference?
No, bro, it sounds like you just compartmentalize between
No,
different
it's
things.
two different things.
Okay, two different things. Got it. Two different things.
I just feel like maybe you need to be around more women so that you understand. I'm just saying like
It's because I'm around. I see these women interacting. It's like, man, bro, why don't you tell the old girl the truth?
where have you been where someone was like, man, your outfit look good?
I
And
mean,
you looking like, man, that's a
Man,
damn lie.
Man, I'm in youth sports all the time around these women and stuff like that. And I listen to them just lie. Lie, 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 lie. Like, girl, ooh. Who? As soon as they walk away. ugh. She
So
shouldn't
do
have- she
they
shouldn't have
say
wore
that when she walks away? They say, she shouldn't have wore that shit. Then that was fake. That's a difference. So if you say it to her and you're boosting her self-esteem, like, since I see you, go ahead. And that's the end of it. You really were doing it for her self-esteem, then that's great. But
No.
if you let her walk away and now you picking at her, you like, that bitch never, then you're fake.
But would that person ever hear the fakeness?
No, but that's the point.
But
Like that's
no,
what I'm
you
saying.
just
Call
said-
out those fake.
you
That's
just
a
said-
fake connection.
You said boosting self-esteem. So what I did was I boosted your self-esteem.
But then you
in
talked
my
about
mind-
me behind my
But
back.
in my mind, I didn't think that was the good play. But you walked away with more confidence.
Did I walk away like, man, this bitch always with the shits? Because sometimes you can see through that, but that's literally what we're saying with fake connections. So if you got to be so fake where you in my face like, hey, you boosted me up, but as soon as I turn my back, you tear me down, that is fake. So if you're going to tell me, I like how you did your hair today, and you tell me that, even though you may not be in love with it, that's fine. But I'm saying you're not selling me out to somebody else when you turn my back. I don't want to sell out people around me because those people will talk shit about everything behind your back, whether it's your outfit or your business moves. They gonna sell you out.
Okay, so what about the people who may not mean ill will by it, but someone else says something to them and they just kind of go with the flow?
Like somebody else be like, that shit ain't look good on her. What the fuck you talking about?
And they say, compared to what she normally wear, that looks awesome.
I take it. So depending, I know it was like an underhanded comment, but you not selling me out. Now you go along with that. Yeah, you right. That bitch is ugly or that whatever. So it just really kind of depends. But to say, no, I normally see her and that's better than what I normally see her wear, then I like it.
So you want the underhanded comment.
I'm not saying I want it, but it is a difference to me. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a difference. What I don't want is the people that are going to be in my face, hyping me up, and the moment I turn my back, tearing me down. A clear tear me down. Sometimes people don't know how to stand up to other people. So the person that's like, oh, but that's better than what she normally wear, maybe they don't know how to fully stand up, but don't help sell me out. Does that make sense?
Seems the same to me.
It seems very different to me.
Yeah.
Either way, the fake connection is what I don't want. I want somebody to be able to say in my face, hey, this is what I think. This is what I think is best for you. Oh, I don't like that. And be okay with that. Like, we're all adults.
That is the way life works. I think men have the ability to try to do that. I think with women,
You always say like men and women, but I feel like men act more sensitive. That's the best word I could think of than women a lot of times.
men may have some bitch assness or some bitch moments,
Mm-hmm.
but for most times we know how to play in those spaces. And I think for women, you really can't sometimes. Like, so a girl can say, "Ooh, I think you look good in that." There's no issue. What if a man said it?
Oh, you look good in that? It's the
Mhm.
same thing. Thank you.
It is.
Yes.
I'm asking. I don't know.
To me, it's the same thing. I appreciate it. Thank you. Whether she said it or he said it, thank you. I don't understand what the difference would be.
I don't know. It's been differences at times. Like a man say something, you think you're trying to hit on you. I'm just asking.
No, no, not at all. I just feel like, thank you. But if the man go behind my back and be like, nah, that bitch shouldn't have had that shit on, that's the bitch assness. And that's the part that men cover up that act like they don't do that, but they do that too.
Oh, absolutely, we do.
Right. So that's the same thing in the tribe where a man will be like, hey dog, I see you, and then go behind your back and be like, this nigga, like that shit is so those are the people I'm telling you I don't want around me.
I hear you. All I'm stating is that I feel like keeping those connections around may benefit one day.
So
I'm not
you're
saying, I'm not
asking
saying,
to keep fake people around you.
I feel like we do that regardless if we realize they're fake or not. Your whole deal is that I know they're fake. My whole deal is I don't necessarily know they're fake. I know that there's some suspects situations at times. Like, man, the way they moved and them, I don't necessarily agree, but they try to stay within a certain parameter.
Once they've shown themselves as being fake, that's what I'm saying. Once you've actually seen this person is fake.
Yeah, you can cut that off.
You said earlier that you was gonna still keep them in a compartment. Now you gotta pick which one you gonna do.
Listen, you did what women do, man. I was on my pedestal. You want to keep talking me off my pedestal. Now I'm off my pedestal. Now you mad that I'm off my pedestal. Like, God dang. Like, I don't understand. You just don't think I don't.
Because I just don't get why you would keep a group of people around you who are fake and not for you. That's like going to an environment where everyone wants you to do something for them. They want you to write a grant. They want you to support them, but then call you a supervisor the moment it's not going the way that they want it to go. Those people are fake individuals. That's what you would call them, right? You're only my friend and you're only in my face when I'm moving and doing what you want me to do. But the moment I say something or you disagree, now I'm a supervisor and you don't want me to supervise a program that you asked me to do. It's the same thing.
Petty, petty, petty. Ooh, petty. That was a good one. I like the way you snuck that in there. Yeah, go ahead and sip
You're
on
welcome.
that. Go ahead and sip on that. That was awesome.
In his feelings right
I don't
now.
even got no rebuttal to that one. That was awesome.
So I'm gonna explain to the audience why you're in your feelings.
Here we go.
I'm just gonna generally explain. So Kevin was involved in a situation where he was supporting an organization, and everyone loves when you provide support. And that same organization had some people that thought that he shouldn't support the organization in certain ways. So a group of people they went behind your back and formed a club of I don't like Kevin, right? And in that club, they were like, well, we don't want you to move this way. But as long as you were supporting them in the way that they wanted, it was all good. But that's another thing. So I got to stop my story. People also support you to a limit. So once you get like so big or you move past them, maybe what was real now turns fake because there's a hint of jealousy in there.
I like that.
So, and that's kind of what I feel like may have happened in that situation as I was talking it through, because everyone was great with you when you were moving the way they wanted you to move. But the moment it seemed like you had gotten above certain people, they didn't like that. And now we don't do you anymore. So what do you do with those type of connections? Once people feel like, oh, I don't like the level of her, or she thinks she the leader of this, how does that now affect those connections?
So using that same scenario and those groups of individuals, so
I should tag him in the comments. You want me to?
you your petty ass
Okay.
can do it.
I'm
But
just playing.
people who came back and said, you know what we did was wrong. We shouldn't have moved that way. Now we understand. I forgave to move on. People that were still with the shit, they can still catch these hands.
But you didn't save them in a compartment in case you want to come back and use them later?
Based off of the situation I was in, I couldn't just completely dismiss it because if I would have just said, forget it, I ain't finna deal with this no more and move on, then a whole program would have shut down. So I've had to compartmentalize, put them in a position, keep my distance for a while until we can repair that damage.
So you decided to do that based on the business?
Based on the business, I had to. I think people make those decisions at work all the time, and they make them in relationships all the time. Like, listen, I may not like, somebody might be in a relationship with somebody, may not like their sibling or something like that. I don't really want to move like, ooh, it's a lot of people out here. So even with people dealing with their significant others, kids, and either they baby mother, baby father.
You finna get it
stuff
out.
like that. I'm just saying, I'm getting it out. But you have to put them in certain places until maybe y'all can build something better. So
But
y'all
that's
may
not
have
fake, though.
y'all may have to have a fake interaction. You know, you really don't like
Fake
this.
with the kid.
Right. You may have to
Okay.
you may have to have that fake reaction with that person just so that you can still support that child or support that business or that organization.
Okay.
So you may have to keep those fake connections.
So sometimes fake connections are needed.
Absolutely. Sometimes fake connections are needed.
I can see the kid where you like, man, I don't like this little motherfucker, but I'm gonna ride it out. So I can see that being a thing. So,
or I don't really like your baby mama, or I don't really like your baby daddy, but I understand
that's
this
not
child.
fake, though.
I care for you and your child, but
so you're saying when they interact with the baby mama, then it's like, hey, how you doing? Even though I know
I really don't want to mess
and
with
that's
you.
what makes it fake. Okay. I mean, I can see that. I can see
You
because
gave me
those
one?
relationships are required. Like you have to be cordial. If you're gonna be in someone's house and you're gonna take care of this kid, maybe you don't instantly, do them.
According to you, if they fake, you cut them off.
Yeah.
Chop chop.
Yes. Yes. I don't know if I could live in a house with a little Chucky and be like, hey, I like you. I can't do that. But I haven't had to be in that situation, so I can't speak from that.
But not necessarily deal with the kids. You can't. But what about
the baby mama
or the baby daddy? I know you've had friends who've had to deal with
I
situations.
was just
like
gonna say, really? Okay.
Who may have to deal with situations like that, and you see the struggles they go through. Like they have to play the game, right?
I would say yes and no. Yeah, maybe middle of the road.
Right, because let's say you don't play, let's say they don't play the game, and now they might impact the relationship that their child may have with that other parent because they didn't really like who the other parent is now with. So you have to play a fake connection.
Yeah. So in those scenarios, I'm gonna give you that. In those scenarios, I can see where you have to have a fake connection, and that connection either becomes something real or never does. But in order to continue, for your kid, you have to have that particular fake connection. I will give you that, and I can see that. I've just never been in that situation.
Aren't you glad I never put you in that situation?
Really? You could never put me in that situation. I wouldn't allow you to put me in a situation like that. What are you talking about?
What did you say? It does. All right, so early on in our struggles, when you were trying to kick me out of the house every other week, let's say I never came back.
Okay, you never came back.
All right, so now I'm in a relationship with someone else.
Okay.
But we have a child together.
You and that someone else?
No, me and you have a child together, but now I'm in a relationship with someone else. And maybe now me and that someone else do have a child now. Who knows? Whatever the situation. But
I didn't kick you out after we had a child, so I don't understand your story. All right, let's say.
What if?
Okay, let's say what if I had a child with you and then you had a random child somewhere else because you're in a different relationship.
Right, now I'm in a different relationship.
Uh-huh.
But you don't really like the person I'm with now who I've got a child with. So your energy starts to feed towards that person. But now it's causing a rift between me, you, and our child because you giving that person too much energy every time we come around.
Okay.
You just still that say you just still on,
I mean,
on
what do
10.
you? I'm supposed to give you an answer?
I'm just saying, like, you trying to say that you wouldn't tailor
Have
your
a fake. Oh, you want me to pick the adult answer here? Oh my god. Oh my god. Would I have a fake connection with your baby mama in this what if scenario for my kids' well being? No. But again,
you
that's
ain't never
just
been there. So
right. I've never been there, so you're
that's
asking me
you
to
just
answer this, and I've never
yeah,
been there.
yeah. All right, I'm done with scenarios. You ain't never been there.
Yeah.
You can't play the
So
game right.
someone who's been in that scenario would have to answer that for you because I'm just in a what if type of mindset, and I just feel like I know myself. So if I got energy towards her, I'm gonna have energy towards her forever. That's just my thought. But I mean, being in that situation may change, my perspective. But I don't know.
You are something else. I don't know where to go now. I'm just lost and confused.
Basically, what we said is that you got me to believe that some fake connections are necessary, and that was more than what I thought. I still agree with people around me. I want to be 100% real and transparent. I don't want to have fake people around me. And I'd rather have a small circle than a larger circle with fake individuals in it. That's just how I feel. I don't want to put people in a box and go back to try to use them later. Um, I don't actually want to use anyone. Like if someone gives me something, I instantly feel like I need to give it back. So I'm never in a situation where I feel like I'm using you for, whatever else. Even if, let's say, I had a friend that was like, I could get you in the room, like I could get you a seat at this table. She may could get me a seat at the table, but I instantly think, now what benefit can I provide her? And that's just how my mind always works.
Gotcha. Understood.
Are you upset about my
I'm
response?
not upset about anything. I just feel it just baffles me that the very last podcast you was talking about being in all these different places and all may have to interact in all these different circles. Now all of a sudden you just want a small group. Like, man,
Of my personal people, I still want to interact in the circles and get in the rooms.
how
That's different.
How do you expand your business if you always in the same circle? And I said, man, I want to stay in the same circle. Yeah, you can't do that. You got to expand. You got to be in all the circles and all the rooms. And now all of a sudden, I want to be in the small circle. Man,
You can't use the last podcast based on this. These are two separate questions. What I'm telling you is I definitely want to network outside of my circle and meet other people. But the people that are close to me that get like the interpersonal me, I want the circle to be small because those are the people that are going to tell me the truth about things and that I know you got my back regardless. Those are not the people that say, that bitch got that shit on. That's ridiculous. I don't want to feel like I turn my back and you selling me out. Those are the people that I keep close to me. That's nothing to do with the networking I intend to do for my business, though. Those two separate things.
gotcha. Two separate.
You understand that?
No.
Because I don't feel like you understand.
No, I don't. I'm just gonna let you have it. Ain't no point in me debating. You got it.
Maybe men lack the ability to understand. Like you have to expand your mind to understand or grasp what I'm saying.
Okay. Men lack the ability to understand. Gotcha.
Yes. Or expand their mind, I said.
Or expand their mind.
Yes.
I'm just gonna agree.
So from here on out, let's just make sure we understand on whatever episode this is, you will now fully agree with everything I say.
Oh no, hell no.
That's what you're doing right now.
I'm doing it now just so that way I ain't got nothing else.
You just don't have anything else?
I got nothing else.
All right.
Like,
well, look, fake connections.
You've been
I
a
think we wrapped it
contradiction
in
the
a bow.
whole show.
Really?
You've been a contradiction.
I
the
just
whole
feel different
show.
things about different stuff. Like I don't know what you want from me.
And who's supposed to keep up with all the different things you feel for different stuff?
I do. I keep up with them. You're not keeping up with them.
Got it. I would try to keep up with the different things.
I guess
for different
basically
stuff.
what we're saying is everybody fake, and
I didn't.
that is what you said.
I said everybody may start off with a fake connection. You saying everybody fake. You're looking at it different.
That's how I took it when you said it.
Right. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying everybody fake, but everybody may start off with a fake connection.
My mind can't process what you're saying. I tried. I sat here. I was quiet for 5 seconds, and I was like, no, I still don't get it.
Gotcha. Understood.
Anyway, I like to have genuine connections, whether they're just me meeting people or people that I've known for long term. And people that I've known longer, I want to keep closer, like in my circle, once I know that you are real and for me. I don't want people that are not for me close to me. Okay, whatever. You don't get it. Just close us out, guys.
And I got you,
give
man.
up on fake connections.
I'm like the pastor in the church. Come as you are. I take care of everybody. Come on. Come to the house, Butler.
Come in the room.
Come in the room.
So if you're looking for any type of fake connections, you can visit Kevin Butler at www.fakeconnections.com.
Petty ass.
Anyway, so we've accomplished nothing with our fake connection conversation.
We both agreed to disagree and continue to agree to disagree. If we sat here and just constantly agreed on everything, it'd be a lame ass show.
We don't agree on anything. It's almost amazing how we even like interact with each other. There's nothing we agree on.
This is helping us grow.
We should get some guests because it's not helping us.
This is helping us grow.
So we definitely appreciate you all for tuning in to the Bossfest podcast. The podcast is not just a podcast, it's also an event. So get your early bird tickets for the Bossfest event that will be held October 8th in Lakeland. And you can do that at www.boss-fest.com. Anything you want to add there, Butler?
Oh, absolutely. No. Come to Bossfest and build some real connections.
Not the fake ones.
Not the fake ones. Because we build real connections over here.
We do. We build real connections
we
over here.
build real connections.
We support people for real in real life. That's the difference. I don't just be like, hey, girl. No, I support you. When I see you, when I can shout you out, I do. Because I support you for real, for real. And that's what you do at Bossfest. We support for real, for real. Matter of fact, that should be our slogan. We support for real, for real. You don't like it?
No, we don't. No.
Whatever.
No, we ain't gonna do that.
That's all you got?
Listen, we agreed that you don't like fake connections. I think a lot of them are mandatory to get to real interactions. And you just cutting people off at the knees. So I don't know how to save your soul. Like the House of Butler is trying, but you won't come into the room. You won't come into the room.
I'll find my tribe. Like my tribe will find me. People who want to also have real connections and understand that I'm just going to be unapologetically myself. That's all I can be. And some people will rock with it and some people won't. That's just kind of, what it is.
Enough said.
So until next week, peace.
Peace. I guess. Peace. Fake connection.
You're a hater.